Imagine this. You get a call from a recovery agent hounding you for a loan you never even took. Or maybe an income tax notice lands in your lap for money you've never seen. It's a terrifying thought, right? But you know what? It happens. In this explainer, we're going to walk you through exactly how to figure out if your PAN card is being misused, and more importantly, what on earth you can do about it.
So let's just start right there. Has this ever happened to you, or have you ever had that little knot in your stomach, worrying that it might? This isn't just some random scam call. It could be a huge red flag, pointing to a much deeper problem, a problem with your identity.
And yeah, that problem is that someone could be out there using your PAN card without you having a clue. This little card is basically the key that unlocks your entire financial life. And if it's in the wrong hands, well, the consequences can be pretty severe.
So why is your PAN such a big target? Let's dive in and look at exactly what's at stake here.
Okay, this is the absolute most important thing to understand. Your PAN card is not just another piece of ID like your driver's license. No. It is the unique identifier for every single financial move you make. You can think of it as the master key to your entire financial world.
And you can see here just how badly this can ripple out. Someone could take out loans in your name and suddenly you're on the hook for the debt. Or they could make bogus investments, or even use your PAN to dodge their own taxes, which puts you right in the crosshairs of the tax department. And all of this? It just hammers your credit score, making it impossible for you to get a real loan when you actually need one.
Okay, I know that's the scary part, but here's the good news. You are not powerless in this situation. Not at all. There are really clear, simple ways to check if your PAN is being used by someone else. Let's walk through them together. We're going to focus on 3 absolutely crucial documents that give you the full picture of what's happening with your finances. We're talking about your AIS, your credit report, and your CAS. Let's tackle that first one right now.
Your first stop is the official income tax portal. Once you get logged in, you need to look for something called the Annual Information Statement, or AIS for short. Think of it like a financial report card that the tax department puts together just for you.
See, your AIS lists every single financial transaction that's linked to your PAN. So you need to play detective. Scan this document for anything, and I mean anything that looks weird. Are you seeing salary from a company you've never even heard of? Interest from a bank account you don't own? Investments you know for a fact you did not make? If you spot something fishy, you can deny that income immediately, right there on the portal.
All right, let's move on to our second check, which is just as vital, your credit report. This is the official record of your entire borrowing history. And here's the best part. You do not have to pay for this. You can get a free report from all the major credit bureaus like CIBIL, Experian, or Equifax. This report is going to list every single loan and credit card that's ever been issued in your name. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It really is that simple. If you're looking at your credit report and you see a loan or a credit card that you do not recognize, that's not a mistake. That is definitive, clear-cut proof that your PAN has been misused. There is zero gray area here.
And hey, here's a little bonus tip, especially for those of you who invest in mutual funds. You can get something called a Consolidated Account Statement, or CAS, from services like CAMS or KFintech. This one statement shows you all the investments linked to your PAN across all the different fund houses. It's a super quick way to spot any investments you didn't make.
So what happens if you do one of these checks and your worst fears come true? You find a fraudulent transaction. The most important thing to do is not to panic, okay? There is a clear action plan. Here is exactly how you fight back. First, you're going to go straight back to the income tax portal and formally raise a grievance to report the fraud. Second, you contact the credit bureau and file a dispute to get that fraudulent loan wiped from your record. And finally, if the fraud is serious, do not hesitate to file an official complaint with the cyber police.
Okay, now that we know how to spot and report fraud, let's talk about the best strategy of all, prevention. How can you stop this mess from ever happening in the first place?
This is such a simple but incredibly powerful habit to build. We get asked all the time to share a photo of our PAN card on WhatsApp, right? From now on, never ever send a clean image. Always add a watermark right on the photo stating the exact purpose and the date, something like, for a car loan application, October 15th, 2023. This makes it way harder for someone to take that image and use it for something else.
So, how often should you be doing these checks? You need to make it a habit to review your annual information statement and your credit report every 3 to 4 months.
Go on, set a recurring reminder on your phone right now. Checking regularly is your absolute best defense against this kind of identity theft.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most important question. For you, have you ever actually checked your AMIS and your credit report? Be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, I really hope this explainer has shown you exactly why it's one of the most critical financial habits you can possibly build.